Hey guys, welcome to Tiny Texas Houses. My name is Brad. I'm sitting here above a canyon I dug out a while back called Dragon's Lair. There's a cave at the bottom. It looks like a dragon's face with eyes. I just released the water. There's about a 45-foot waterfall that makes this beautiful sound. I think I've got good reception at this point right now, and I wanted to go ahead and talk with everybody about the proposals I've been putting up there, and there's possibilities for people to get involved. Isn't that just amazing? Got billions of gallons stored at various levels, and as they flow down, not only they make sound, they can be making power at these different levels. Every 3 feet, you could put in a little generator and have it flow through there and turn the little wheels and move on to the next one, or spin using Schauberger's research and stuff. But aside from that, I did want to touch on this. I made a proposal that potentially 10 people, 12 people could come together, produce about $500,000 or $600,000 as a combined investment to buy $3 or $4 million worth of doors, windows, flooring, siding, trim, everything it would take to build 300 to 500 tiny houses. In a warehouse that by itself has about $750,000 worth of longleaf pine lumber in it. 2x8 floor joists, structural grade, meaning not bigger than a thumbnail, and 20-foot long lengths, sitting on tops of 4x6 beams. Each stall you see in the pictures on those posts that I made, each one of those from one side, there's about $30,000 worth of lumber when it's taken down. There's 87,000 square feet of tin on top of the building, and the contents literally can be counted by over 1,000 doors, over a square mile of hand-blown glass, easily over a linear mile or 2 miles of trim, no knots. The best of the old stuff, some of it all beautifully done in butterfly, double butterfly, sculpted oak, cypress, longleaf pine. I would say I probably have 60,000 under the roof, 60,000 square feet under the roof of inventory, packed. And the value of it in today's dollars is that particular. I'm not selling all my stuff. That's just one warehouse. That's the problem. I'm 67 years old coming up in October. I've got no heirs, and I've got no desire to run a business, and I tried to get people to come in here and mentor them and try to get them to go ahead and start it, but they want to be paid and everything. So I want investors to come in, put some skin in the game, put some time in the game. I'd be glad to mentor, to help. I'll take a piece, 10% off the sales of the materials that I hand over to whoever does the deal over time, so they can help them identify it, maximize the value on it. It's a lot to come in and learn this business, and I spent 45 years in salvage mining, salvage building, rebuilding inner city old catalog cottages. That's what I did originally when I came to Texas. For those of you who don't know the tale, back in the old days, the urban legend of French Place and the area down to MLK, which I helped reform back in the days of Bloods and Crips franchising Austin in the old days. It's all gentrified now. I got blamed for it. I didn't do it. I just made it go from heavy crime to affordable by first-time home buyers, many of whom I got into houses for $50,000, $60,000 that you couldn't touch the lot for $500,000 now. I remodeled houses. After all the remodels, central air and everything, I sold them for $65,000, $75,000 in the Hollywood French Place neighborhood. I lived on Hollywood Avenue, 6 blocks from downtown. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and invite some of you to go ahead and be able to participate, to have outposts, to invest and come here, train, and if you want to cash out of your investment and take inventory. You don't have to come over here and run a business. You can come over here and learn how to run the business, and then if you put $50,000 in, take $250,000 of inventory home with you. Just straight up inventory, cash out. Doors, beautiful trim, windows. Save the lumber. You can buy lumber locally, the 2x4s, 2x6s, but the 2x8s, stuff like that come out of that building, you can't find those anywhere for under $5 a linear foot, if you're lucky. So you can buy them this way. You can come in for $50,000 of investment, learn how to be a salvage outpost, learn how to build houses, have me backing you, supporting you, giving you my endorsement, training from afar, sell books, videos, and do seminars. As part of what I hope to be a dream one day of not building a million houses, but showing people how to build a million houses out of salvage. All American, no import, no toxins. I preached this for years. I've said it so many times that when I say it, it sounds pretty boring to me. But for those who've never understood it, more millionaires are made out of salvage than any other business in the United States, is because all the stuff you see that's given to me, like a barn we're going to be doing a seminar on, how to tear a barn down. That barn used to hold 1,200 bales of hay. And the man trusts me enough to know I will take it down to the ground and clean up the mess after I'm done. And he called me up to take it from him and to tear it down. I took down other stuff for him in the past. You couldn't buy that barn lumber and metal for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and it's not, and that's a new crappy bull, speed growing. So many won't see this. FB won't let anybody see anything I do hardly at all on video. 700 people may see this, but I'll record it on here, I'll download it, I'll put it up on YouTube, along with the Substack articles on how you can get involved, how you can be part of it. If you don't know how to run it all, don't worry. There's some other people who want to do the building, there's some people who want to do the sales online, there's people that need to do the websites. And everybody can have a piece of this and make $1 million. Over time, if it's done correctly, there'll be 30 or 40 million made off of the inventory, and I've got more. But I don't plan to be the one managing it and running it. I want to incentivize it where everybody who does something gets paid accordingly. Where your team members decide, if you're so valuable, I'm giving you my 100 points for the day because you earned it. And everybody gives out 100 points every day, and at the end of the week, who won the most points gets the most money. So who wants to win the most points does the most work to win the best favor and the points from the people, because you can't keep your 100 points. You've got to give them away every day. You get a big enough team going, and all of a sudden somebody's going to get really rich doing a lot of work because everybody wants them doing the work they're doing because it's so special. This is how it's got to work in a new society. Your peers determine how much you make. Your reward is based on how much you do. Not decided by one man boss who's making 200 to 300 times the income of the average worker. That bullshit stops. It's a new kind of corporation coming, a startup where the members of the corporation that put it together, that believe in it, that have the passion, that'll work the 80-hour weeks or whatever it takes during their best years, and let them be rewarded in kind by the peers, by the stakeholders. Pure Salvage Outposts are meant to be co-ops, where people will donate. Old ladies will donate the husband's tools that he come down there and showed you how to use and taught the people in the local town how to do that, so they would have an outpost, a co-op, where the younger people can learn from the elders before we leave. Because frankly, you kids 40 and under, that team spirit for getting a light bulb screwed in so that you can figure out how to do it, who stands on the ladder and who turns the ladder underneath them, and all that kind of stuff that has to go on. I hope we do better in the future, but if we don't teach kids better soon, we have a sorry state of affairs. That's my personal opinion as an old guy. So we got to teach coping skills, we got to teach life skills, we got to teach how to use your brain and how to grow your brain, how to keep it growing instead of using your phone to do the storage, because we're destroying the long-term memory circuits. When you get old, we call that Alzheimer's. Now we're calling it, would you believe that, early onset dementia for children, because they can't remember shit, because they don't have any long-term memory and everything's being destroyed by the radiation on the side of their head. Do your research, kids. The Schumann resonance is ringing like crazy. If you don't know what that is, read a couple of my articles on Facebook. They don't let anybody see it, but if you go there and search it, you can find it. Or go on Substack. I've got articles on there too. I'm going to be stopping pretty soon doing business for the most part. If there's not younger people to step in and take it over, then there's no need for me to do it by myself. I'm going to go ahead and write my book. I swore I'd always go up to write. I've been working on it. This is part of it. I didn't just put it on paper. I didn't just write the words. I'm manifesting a story, as each of you should be doing. The story of your life, the impression you leave upon the planet, the good you do to make grass grow, plants grow, life grow, where an industrial waste dump was, where 3 foot of red clay stopped anything from growing, unless it had stickers on it or bit you or poisonous. Now we have birds, we have turtles, we have fish, we have wildlife. We're remediating the damage done by years of our foundry being here. In spite of the bank who used predatory lending and all sorts of nasty lies and stuff to take my land, and then the guys who were supposed to help me get it back again after I made Duddy's Canyon, stabbing me through the heart as soon as they got the land. I shall go on, but in the meantime, I'm going to disband some of my old dreams. I'm not going to go back and save the dream of having so many people do it. I won't pay for it. So if there's some people out there you know, children that you could mentor, gift $50,000 to have them learn how to do a business and then have enough materials to build 10, 20 houses off of a $50,000 stake. Yeah, that's the same as getting $10 for your dollar on buying materials for a house. If you came to me and bought a material package, it'd probably be $10,000 to $15,000. You put $50,000 in, and you take away 10 sets of windows and doors and floors and siding and roofing. You put it together. My goodness, you're going to make such a profit. I turn away, and this is what I want. I want people that are trained, that'll take the jobs on and not screw the people over. I turn away at least 2 houses a week to build, 3 houses often, or sets of houses, 2 or 3 at a time. I turn away every week. I have been for years. I've mothballed it 6 years ago. I haven't taken an order in 6 years. I get, as this barn was gifted to me, that I'm going to take down with a seminar and show other people how to do it. It takes a little money to do a seminar because we got to set up. We got water, but no electricity, so I have generators, tools, set up all the tables. I've got the nail guns to learn how to shoot out nails backwards and de-nail it, stack it, and hopefully sell it right off the job because I have no desire to accumulate more inventory. That barn was originally a dance hall, of all things, in New Berlin, Texas, and in 1900. In the 1940s, a man and his, as I explained to me, his 6'8" sons managed to move that sucker over there to where it is now. And it became a barn that held 1,200 bales of hay, square bales, packed in there every year and unpacked every year by young men on the ranch. Now here's something everybody forgets about, and I think it's very important to point out, and has nothing to do with the subject, is that in the 1940s, when we went to war, 30s, we had farm boys and ranch boys that were tough as nails. They worked in this heat all day long. They went to war, man. You had somebody in front of you when somebody was fighting and he was off that ranch. You had one mighty force in front of you. Didn't have to be smart. He was determined, and he knew what it meant to work hard, to cope with stress, with heat, being thirsty. You send the kids today off, these little soft marshmallow boys with breasts and girls, and everybody doesn't even know what sex they are, let alone how to fight in a war. Put them in a uniform, same color, without all the makeup and all the pizzazz, the tattoos, and all the earrings that might snag, and the infections they'll get from all these things out on the battlefield. And then tell them they got to cope with it, and leave their phones behind because they're tracking devices. You would have so much PTSD before you ever got out into the field. You would have dysfunctional soldiers. And this is being learned by a number of different entities who are trying to put soldiers in the field. Our government being one of them. It ain't what it was when I was in the Army in the days of Vietnam. We still had distinguishable boys, and the girls didn't have to go to war. Now we can't distinguish, and they say they want to draft them both and send them to war, and my opinion is good luck. Get them through basic training without the tears getting in the way. I just can't imagine. So, my hope is that we'll come up with a new generation soon that we can teach what we learn now doesn't work and not repeat it. That we can go ahead and teach life skills and have communities, because we got a whole bunch of kids coming out. In case you didn't notice the difference in the numbers that should happen now that we have Roe versus Wade taken out of the way, there are going to be a lot of new children born, and they need parents, because the parents who would have aborted them don't want them, just like my own mother. They will raise them, but they will not raise them with love. They will raise them because they're required to. It's their job, and if they don't get their ass whipped by one entity or another, maybe their husband. But they're not doing a good job. You can't have TVs raise children. You can't have our school systems raise children. You need to be involved. So we need villages where we can have homeschooling. We need villages where we can have life skills taught. Where we have male figures that show that if something happens, they'll go out there and protect you, not have a sissy fit and cry. There's got to be strong figures. They could be females, the Amazonian women. They're strong women of the past. There are women warriors in every war. But they know who they are. They have strength within. They don't blame everybody else for everything going wrong. They get out there and do something to make it right. And that's what we need right now. So, you got my opinion, you got my rant, you got my offer. 10, 12 people get together, or one person buy it all. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. You got a team. You got the ability. I'll back you. I got a name. If you do right, you're honest, you make quality stuff, I'll back you around the world. I got a good reputation. And that name, I'll put it behind people. I don't particularly want to sell it. It's been copied and abused and used so much. This is part of my endorsement for the right people, for the truth tellers, for the people that are willing to do a quality job. We have a standard called the Pure Salvage Living Standard, 95% pure salvage to build a house. You can do it. No toxins, no plastics. I need nails, I need screws, I need a wrapper and some insulation. I need a little bit of electrical, preferably DC, not AC electric. And I can build an incredible house and save tons of money not buying all that other garbage. Spent decades proving it. Got plenty of examples, unlike anybody else's. Just go online, look at Pinterest or someplace else, run Tiny Texas Houses and tell me. They're different. Elk horn and deer horn railings and many things that nobody else did. Lots of stairwells you can copy. This is Rocky, my friend. He adopted me. He's going down to take a bath. Cool up. Go ahead. Go on down and get wet. Well, I'm not going to hold you all long. I want to make this long enough to put it online. It should be about 15 minutes. I have no clue. I'm a timeless guy. I lose time all the time. So, please, if it's still working, yeah, it looks like it is. Join me. I didn't get a chance to say hi to anybody because the screen's the other direction. I wanted me to be forward instead of reverse so that you can see things behind me, maybe. I hope you enjoy the music. Compliments of H2O and God. These are transitional times. Not just you. It's everybody feeling this. It's intense. Get your feet on the ground. Leather soles or skin. Everyday ground. Get this energy through you and into the ground and draw from the ground like you're supposed to. That lets all the tension out. Oh, he wants to go save somebody. That lets all the stress out. That lets all the negative out of your body, puts it in the ground. It's called negative ions. You breathe them in. You breathe in positive ions and then you flush out your system. This is all part of stuff I've written about, talked about, and everything I'm crazy about. But you know what? I'm 67. I never felt this good when I was 30. I was never as pain-free with scoliosis and broken back as I am now. COVID, honestly, guys, if you make the vessel strong, the rest of that stuff, you don't need it. You really don't. I've been ill in my lifetime, but really, 8 visits to the doctor in my life. I did have a hemorrhoidectomy finally after 30 years of waiting, but that was because of my abusing myself when I was young. So, I want to say to y'all, age gracefully. I'm going on 67. It's better and better as you go. 66 to 78 is supposed to be your prime time. From the elders I've talked to that were healthy and did good, they said, yep, 78 even was prime. So, if I can make it through the next couple years as we go deeper, deeper, deeper into cold hell and storms and the sun and things like that are cyclical, not people doing it, cyclical. And the people that are in charge know it and they're just setting everybody up for a fall by not telling them. Yes, UFOs, energies that we can use to live without oil as a primary source. All these things are there. We're going to make it through this, but not everybody. I hope I'm talking to everybody that will. But dark times are ahead. Some people just give up, check out. Some people be heart attacking it with this human doing what it's doing, with the sun bursting like it's going to be busting. In the next month, we're going to see some electromagnetic storms. The people who have heart problems, they could take him out just over electromagnetic storm. Just like the guy that was Sopranos, tough guy. Solar flare, hard attack, he gone. Checkout time. So take care of your vessel. Stop throwing trash in there, get off the couch, get some exercise. Breathe deep. I've taught breathing technique on there. I've got Qigong as a method to learn how to take care of your body. Half hour a day, 4 days a week on a mat. There's no excuses. The time is now. You either light up or burn out. Welcome to the clever life. I'm going to go ahead and tune out now. Play with my dog. Go get in the water. Ground. And hopefully come up with a plan you guys are going to help with. Help share, please. Help find some kids, some people, some elders, a team to pick up the torch. The Tiny Texas House is in the ethos of building a Pure Salvage American. Toxin-free, if you can do it. Healthy houses that last a lifetime. We used to think this way in America. I'm asking you, those that remember, they want to help make it that again, participate. If you depend on Biden and Candy, good luck. If you depend on any political party to save the locals, good luck. If you depend on UN to come in and save you, good luck. You can always go to the FEMA camp. Again, good luck. Me, I'm going to keep working on how to create a food jungle, build a community out of salvage, and create a place where the kids being born out of wombs today that have no mother that gives a damn, give them a place to go, to be taught well, to learn skills, to be the leaders of tomorrow who go through the hardship it takes to make an incredible adult. I say this as a child who endured my mother's favorite joke. If abortions could be retroactive, I wouldn't exist. She always said it with a smile, a laugh, a giggle in front of her friends. And until my teens, even when I was 30 years, my sister was 30 years old, she still told her to her face. My sister asked her, if you could do it again, would you have us? And she said no. She would have aborted every one of us. So please, we've got a chance to bring children into the world. Let's give them a good life. Show them their love. Create villages for them. I'm donating the first few million, if I can get the right people, to invest in, free that up of debt, and be able to have it all go to that cause. Land, buildings, lumber, and support. I hope we have somebody listen to this. It doesn't get censored and blacklisted and throttled like everything else I do. Because I do seriously. After all these years I put into it. I want to see where my son can't. I want to see kids come in and do something. He'll be 35 in a couple weeks. August 31st. He died 11 years ago. Let's give him a birthday present. Proof what his generation's been